Hello, today is September 16th, Wednesday, and we are going to quickly do a quick review since you have a expanded form quiz to take today. And what I want to do, my first thing is I want to know you guys if you can tell me if this is expanded form or standard form. And the answer to that would be expanded form, right? It's stretched out. It's broken apart, or we call it decomposed, okay? What I'm going to ask you is to compose this. That means put it together. And the thing that I need you to make sure you do and understand is that you go to the highest place value, and it's on the left. The highest place value is normally on the left. And you count how many digits there are in that number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So underneath you're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, right? Because that's the 5 place values you need to have. And then you put your comma there. And always make sure today when you take your quiz to do your place values. You put ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. Because that's the place values you're working on, okay? And sorry it's really difficult writing with your finger on this, but it's okay. We're going to show you. It's close enough. So then you see what you have. And so then we look over here and we say, what digit is in the 10,000 place? And it's at 2, so you would put a 2 there. And then you say, what digit's in the thousands place? It's a 3, so you would put a 3 there. I have a 5 in the hundreds place for 500. Oh my gosh, there's nothing in the tens. So what I do is I put a 0. And then you have a 5 in the ones place. And now I put the number in standard form, or I can say I compose the number after it's been decomposed. Just a quick little review. Make sure you put your place value charts underneath it. Now we'll go to the lesson. The lesson for today, and it should say Wednesday instead of Tuesday. Is that September 16th, 2020. In your table of contents, you are going to write the things that I highlight right here. 916, compare and order, go to page 12. After you have completed doing that, you need to go to that page, the first page after you're writing. So it should be page 6, maybe 5. And then at the top of that page, you are going to write compare and order. And our goal for today is to discuss and introduce and review the things that you have learned before of what is the value of certain things and what these things mean. And what I want to do right here is show you in a second. One second. This to move. Okay, perfect. Oh, just a little bit higher. I'm going to make this bigger so it writes it nicer. Okay. So what I'm going to write here is I have a symbol. And I think you guys have known what this symbol is and you've seen the symbol before, but we are going to make sure. So I have this symbol here. This symbol is the greater than symbol. What that means is if I put 5 is greater than 3. And then you're going to just write down greater than. So that's the symbol for greater than. This symbol right here means greater than. And whenever you see this, you would read this number sentence, 5 is greater than 3. And what always I like to say is Mr. Hazen always wants to eat the larger number. So you always put this symbol, the symbol like it's his mouth. You think about it, it's Mr. Hazen eating the largest number. So then if there's a greater than, there has to be a less than. So I'm going to show you the symbol for less than. And then you put less than. And then you say, let's say 3 is less than 5. And then you put less than. And remember, Mr. Hayes is always going to try and find the bigger number, but the way you read it is 3 is less than. So if the mouth is not pointing to it, you say 3 is less than 5. And my favorite one goes down here, is the equal sign. And Mr. Hayes' favorite number is 16 is equal to 16. And you would type equal to. Make sure you put this in your math journal underneath compare and order. And today I'm just going to go over like 3 different ways that you can actually compare numbers. I'll give you a second pause while you write this down. All right. So, well, the very first one that we're going to talk about here is a number line you can use. And a number line starts at the 0 and it works its way up. And in this number line, each time you jump or move a space, it's worth 1,000. Okay. What's really interesting that you got to remember, there's actually numbers inside this space between 0 and 1,000. And those numbers, if you go halfway, would be 500. And the closer you get to 0, the closer you go, would go from 500, 400, 300, 200, 100, 0. From the middle here, it would be 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Just to remind you about how a number line works. Well, I had our students today tell me what 5,000, was it greater than or less than 7,000? And so looking at the number line, the way you do it is you go and you put a mark on 5,000. Boom. Then you come and you put a mark on 7,000. And then you look how from 0 it's getting bigger as you go up, right? So which one is larger, the 5,000 or the 7,000? And the 7,000 would be bigger. So you would have to put the shape that Mr. Hayden is going to eat the 7,000. So his mouth is going that direction. So 5,000 is less than 7,000. That's the way you would read it. And that's one way to quickly use the number line. We're going to go in a little bit more in depth with the number lines tomorrow, but I just wanted to just do a quick overview of them today. This is the way that most of the time you are going to write these numbers and to solve these questions. This is Mr. Hayden's favorite way, is to line up the place values. You see how all the thousands are lined up, all the hundreds are lined up, all the tens are lined up, and all the ones are lined up. So now all you have to do is you start at the highest place value first. And so the highest place values is the 5, the 6, and the 8s because they're in the thousands. So now you put them in order. The number that has the highest place value here would be the 8,000. 8,000 is more than 6,000 and it's more than 5,000. So you would write down 8,973 is greater than, and then you choose the number that's greater than the next largest, which would be the 6,895. And we skip to the next one. And the lowest one would be 5,798. So that's a really good and easy one. Sometimes, as you're going to see in the next question, these first place values are the same. So then you have to move to the next place value and find the first time you get the one that are different. And the way you would read this would be 8,973 is greater than 6,895. And 6,895 is greater than 5,798. And this is just a quick reminder. We already did this, but I want to show you again. Remember, greater than, less than. We read those before. And now here's a quick one, as I had the kids actually get to do this in their chat room. And they went over and they counted what each one means, or what each number is, and they wrote these down because these are 1,000, hundreds, tens, and ones. So I had this one, it would have been 2,000. 658. And then on this side, it would have been 2,675. And so we look at the first place value and we notice that, look at these. The 2,000, they're the same, so we can't tell if they're greater than or less than, can we? Then we go to the next one and there's 600s. Oh, there's 600s here. Oh, here is the first place value. They're different, the 5 and the 7. And so we would say that the 7 is greater than, so you would type in that I would eat 2,675. And the way you read this as a sentence is 2,658 is less than 2,675. So this was just a really quick review of it. And I just want to let you know that this is what we're going to be doing for the next couple days. And this is our lesson for today. And we will, like I said, discuss and continue working on this for the next 2 or 3 days. Thank you very much.